The last one should always be red. It don't matter if you have 100, the last one should always be red. If you have 2, amber and red, always. So, cover the lights and the reflectors. And then now at this point, you're at the frame of the trailer. That's the next section. So you just walk over here anywhere, identify the frame of the trailer anywhere you want, here. Just tell them, look, all of that's the frame from the front to the back. Just like the truck, you gotta make sure it's straight, not twisted, bent, cracked, broken, and illegal welds. Remember I told you that the truck had the cross members that go side to side? If you look down here, look, every single one of these going side to side is a cross member as well. The trailer got a bunch of them. So you just identify the cross members on the trailer too, that they're not damaged or broken or cracked. And then when you finish with the frame, it says check the landing gear now. You got the landing gear right here. Tell them before I go anywhere, I always want to make sure the legs are up all the way so I don't drag them. When I'm done with the handle, I want to make sure I put it back on the hook. As far as everything else, make sure everything's securely mounted with the nuts and the bolts. Some of the parts are welded, so I'll check welds too. Condition of everything, and nothing's twisted, bent, cracked, broken. Make sure anything that needs to be greased is greased so the legs can slide up and down easily. And that would cover your landing gear. After landing gear, it says Tandem Release. Walk over here. You tell them, here, look. I do not have a tandem release. This axle, it does not slide back and forth. That's it. You're done with the tandem release. After tandem release, now it says the trailer axle, suspension, brakes, and tires all over again. And if you look, this is almost just like the truck. You got the spring mount on the front, the spring mount on the back. The only difference between these is that these are welded. Remember the trucks were bolted on? These are welded, so you talk about welds instead of nuts and bolts. But the condition again, if you look inside here, you got the leaf springs again. You got the U-bolts. Remember, we don't have shock absorbers on the truck or airbags. Well, you don't have shock absorbers on the trailer either, or airbags. But that torque arm that I told you we didn't have on the truck, we do have it on the trailer. It's this little bar you see right here underneath your leaf springs. So this little bar is the torque arm. You just identify it.
Torque arm?
Torque arm. That is secured front and back with the nuts and the bolts. That is straight, not twisted, bent, cracked, broken. And that's there to keep this axle straight. Once you're done with that, you can start checking the brake parts. If you look under there, you got the brake hose, the brake chambers. And you can do all this from the back, guys. You can come and spot right here, and if you look back there, you can see all the suspension parts. You can see the brake parts. What side are we supposed to be inspecting though? So don't make that mistake of coming back here and pointing at anything on the passenger because they were kind of in your way and you're doing the wrong side and you're going to fail. So just get under there, identify everything. You can see the spring mounts, the leaf springs, the U-bolts. There's your brake hose, the brake chamber, your slack adjuster, the push rod, the brake drums, and the linings on the inside. Here you can't see them because there's no covers. What we don't have on the brake parts of the trailer is the ABS wire. But everything else is right there. Identify it, call them out, same thing. Nothing changes as far as explanation, just location again. You're done with that? Come over here to the tires.
The ABS.
Oh, okay.
Once you finish with that down there to the tires, as you can see, it's the same as the truck. Same measurements, wearing evenly, the damages, all of that, the valve stems, lug nuts, studs, no spacers again, just rim to rim, nothing stuck. But what kind of seal do we have here?
A hub oil seal.
It's like the front of the truck, so you tell them this is a hub oil seal. I'll make sure it's not broken. Look inside that we have the correct amount of oil. And as you can see, this is what's like the major parts, the suspension, the brakes, and the tires. And if you do it, you got them there, and here, right? Mm-hmm. So, and a lot of it is just repeating the same thing over, guys. So, my suggestion to you is as you're doing this pre-trip, they got the checklist. Just like he's got that clipboard, they got a clipboard, they got the checklist, all the parts, they got a pen, they're listening to you. If they hear everything they want to hear, they're going to check it off, right? Okay. You talk again, we're going to check it off. So when you're inspecting this, that's why I say, look, just touch it. Remember everything you got to say. You can be facing them the whole time. Hey, look, I'm going to check this, and this. And you can be kind of looking from the corner of your eye if they're checking the stuff off or not, you know? If they don't check it off, well, shit, you're doing something wrong, right?
Yeah.
But if they check it off, guess what? Stop talking about that and move on to the next part because they've done checked it off for you. So don't waste too much time on it repeating the same thing over and over. If you're watching them, and sometimes when it comes to these brake parts, guys, I will be honest with you, some of those ladies feel them out, you know? Hey, look, I will check these tires just like I check those tires, the measurements. And as soon as you say this tire and then you see them check it off because you saw the same thing as that one, there you go. You're done. Move on to the rim, the same thing as that one over there that's not cracked or broken. And you can start going through this a little bit faster, you know? They check it off, just watch them, you know? Now, if they ain't checking it off, well, keep talking until they do check it off, you know? But that would be all the way to the tires. And then it says the rear of the trailer. Got mud flaps again, same thing. Secured within 8 inches, not ripped, torn, missing. Lights and reflectors, same thing. Lights and reflectors on the back of the trailer. If you look back here, we got the left, the right. These are also 4-ways, brake lights, tail lights. But if you look at these 3 in the middle, these are marking lights just like these. They only have one function. Correct color, as you can see, they should all be red. The only thing that's clear or white right here is the license plate light that only has that one function. But just like everything else, check secured, not cracked, broken, no moisture. Correct colors, functions. Same thing with DOT reflective sticker, not peeling off, missing big chunks. And again, if you look at your parts list after you check the lights, back here, on that part of your parts list, it'll also say no doors, ties, or lifts. Because if you look, again, we don't have doors, we don't have any chains or straps to tie load, and we don't have any kind of delivery lift on the back of our trailer. And that's it for the whole truck and trailer here. So at this point,